Life in the NBA West may seem tranquil, almost serene, but all is not as it seems. Indeed, the relative quiet belies the intensity here, the burning desire to wrest a share of the world's basketball spotlight. Seattle behind Sean Kemp's emerging leadership, and Phoenix with Sir Charles at the forefront have played to a draw through 4 hard-fought games. Now, like two boxers probing, searching for any weakness, any opportunity, the two teams are locked in a test of will and stamina, each intent on a trip to the NBA Finals. The sparring's over. Tonight, a primetime showdown. It's best 2 out of 3.
This is the NBA on NBC. The 1993 NBA playoffs. Tonight, Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals between the Seattle Supersonics and the Phoenix Suns.
Supper time in the capital city of Arizona, shortly after 6 o'clock in the evening of a day in which the temperatures reached 100 degrees, matching the desert mercury, the red-hot enthusiasm of the Phoenix fans. The NBA Suns have been front page all year. Their new state-of-the-art America West Arena, the scene, 19,000 plus to cheer for their heroes, burned in Game 4 Sunday in Seattle. As we go to Game 5, here's the report card. Game 1 won here by Phoenix, the winningest team in the NBA this year. Then the Sonics stole Game 2. Phoenix took Game 3 in Seattle, and then the Sonics very impressively in Game 4. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Phoenix, Arizona. I'm Dick Enberg, along with Magic Johnson, Steve Jones. They've been playing in the neighborhood, playing in the backyard, front yard. Now they're in the kitchen, and this is coming to a boil. You can't use the word focus, but what is the key word tonight?
Well, the key word is aggressiveness. Whatever team is aggressive, both offensively and defensively, will win this game. And also, who takes it to the basket, create fouls, that's who's going to win this game.
Well, Paul Westphal, the mild-mannered head coach of the Phoenix Suns, he was aggressive yesterday in practice.
Well, he was very upset about Game 4 in the second half. He felt his team was not aggressive. He felt they were out-hustled, outplayed, and he rinsed all that and told his players they got better come ready for the game today.
In fact, some of his players admitted they quit in the second half in Seattle Sunday.
Exactly. KJ and Danny Ainge felt that the team just quit, and he felt that they got to come out and assert themselves right in quarter number 1, because once they get off to a good start, that'll show the Seattle Supersonics that they're ready to play.
Okay, Coach Johnson. Now the Seattle Supersonics, you said all along they've got to pound it inside and find a mismatch.
Well, the mismatch was Derek McKee, and also their whole front line. As we can see, they went inside. They got 59 points from their trio of inside players, and they must do the same thing tonight.
And they also offensively out-rebounded the Phoenix Suns by 8. That translates into 8 extra points. Well, the medical alert is always important at this stage of the playoffs, and with news there, let's go to Steve Jones.
All right, Dick, whenever you're going to have a physical contest, the real key is health. And for the Phoenix Suns, their major concerns have been the stomach flu for Oliver Miller. He is fine. He will play this afternoon. And, of course, the injury that Kevin Johnson had in Game 3 that affected him in Game 4 is much improved. But for the Seattle Supersonics, their health is good. What they're looking for is the emergence of a leader. And that guy tonight could be Sean Kemp to give them that low-post domination that Magic Johnson has been talking about.
All right, there he is, the 23-year-old Sean Kemp on the right, leads his team in rebounds, second in scoring, and Sir Charles, the league's most valuable player. Phoenix will be calling upon him for all of his enormous talent tonight. The lineups are coming up. Bright sunshine outside the America West Arena. Inside, the lights are down as the introductions of the home favorites of Phoenix Suns being made, and here they are. The lineup first for the visitors from Seattle. Gary Payton, a Tiger on defense. The veteran Ricky Pierce leads the team in scoring in the playoffs. On the front line, the men to watch, the 6'10" Sean Kemp and Derek McKee. One of those two will have a man much shorter defending him. Sam Perkins, the former Laker, has brought stability to the Seattle team from midseason. George Karl, an outstanding job. His team fourth winningest in the NBA this year. Phoenix, of course, won more than anyone. And speaking of the Suns, they line up this way. Kevin Johnson, will it be the 20-point Johnson or the low-scoring Johnson we saw in Game 4? Dan Marley, he loves the arc. He loves to shoot from outside. Barkley, the league's MVP, what more can you say? He's been brilliant all season. Richard Dumas, he's the man at 6'7" that'll be guarding a taller man on the front line. Mark West, the big rebounder. We'll see Oliver Miller, the rookie, as well. And Paul Westphal, he, like George Karl in his first year. In fact, he's the winningest rookie coach in NBA history with his 62 victories in the regular season. And even the gorilla, the Phoenix mascot, is in the Barkley mood, the shaved head look. And we're ready for critical Game 5. Seattle in green, Phoenix in home white. And this place rocking to the tune of the cheers of 19,000. Rookie Dumas blocked by Kemp, and a foul. That has hurt Seattle throughout the playoffs when Kemp gets in early foul trouble, and he has one in the first 9 seconds.
Well, what happens is, remember we're talking about free throws and taking it to the basket. It's going to be very important for Phoenix to start driving. They were settling for jump shots in the second half of that Game 4. And it looked like from this game, they're starting off taking it to the basket already.
Dumas, who played in the CBA, Oklahoma City, and with the Miami Tropics for John Lucas in the U.S. Basketball League a year ago. Misses them both. Phoenix has not shot well from the line in the playoffs, under 70%. This is Derek McKee, and Dumas has him. Dumas 3 inches shorter. Kemp with 5. Gary Payton left alone. Rebound West. Lightning quick Kevin Johnson on the drive, but loses the ball to Kemp. And breaking free is Ricky Pierce for the game's first basket.
And you can see the defensive end of Phoenix, they changed their strategy. They're going to a double team strategy. Whoever's in the post, they're going to double team that particular man.
Barkley gets his mitts on it for the first time. Perkins on him. Great pass to Kevin Johnson. Barkley was second on the team in total assists during the regular year. Pierce, 2 for 2. Dumas inside, and the foul is on whom?
Now, what happens here is, here's Charles Barkley. here's KJ over here. And he's going to cut to the basket, go back door on a beautiful pass from Charles Barkley. Good read, good catch and layup.
Pretty good looking quarterback out there, Barkley, pointing for his receiver to get in the open.
But they brought him out at the top of the key. Usually they've been playing him on the wing, and that time they opened up the offense and let people cut to the basket. And KJ was a recipient of a good pass from Charles Barkley.
The officials discussed the foul and sorted it out. Derek McKee gets his first. Madden, Crawford, and Javi are the officials tonight. Game tied at 4 is Dumas, 2 for 4 from the line.
And that may be a good sign for Richard Dumas to get himself involved offensively. Maybe that'll help him defensively.
Ricky Pierce, and the veteran from Rice University, has hit 3 out of 3. He had 34 the last game played here in Phoenix. Johnson, a wild drive. It comes back out to Barkley. He has his shot rebounded by West, and that's going to be a foul on Sean Kemp. 2 already in less than 2 minutes.
Now, if you're Paul Westball, you got to love what you see. You're seeing him taking the ball to the basket. You're seeing the Phoenix Suns, when he missed, there was Mark West for the putback, and he got fouled. Now, if you're Seattle, George Karl, you got to be concerned. One of your top guns, and Sean Kemp has 2 fouls. He's probably wondering right now, what move can he make? And definitely he's got to come out, because you see that Phoenix is intent in taking the ball to the basket right here.
George Karl is not your orthodox coach, and it looks as if he's going to leave Kemp in. Oh, now he goes to his bench, and Michael Cage tripping off his warm-up. West 1 out of 2 at 6-5 Seattle. 2 minutes gone. McKee working on Dumas. Takes him down low and draws the foul. Dumas is first.
Remember when I was talking about in Game 4 when Seattle was blowing them out and Coach Paul Westball took his guys out? He wanted them to be angry and mad this evening, and he's gotten that, because you can tell that they're going to the basket with anger.
Pierce on a switch, Dumas on him. Boy, is he 4 for 4 for Ricky Pierce. He's averaging 17 plus in the playoffs. Led the team in scoring with 18 regular year. Barkley has his first points. It's 8-7 Seattle. Pierce 8. Suns 7. Stolen by Kevin Johnson. Barkley. Phoenix has its first lead at 9-8.
But that was just created by good defense by Kevin Johnson reading Michael Cage. Didn't have it, so you get a foul. You get a foul here on Mark West, but before that, Michael Cage, he took his eyes off of it, and KJ read it and came over, and you know what the rest, Charles Barkley on the breakaway.
But now you would have run down court, got your body in front of Barkley, and taken the charge.
I would have tried to anyway.
Sam Perkins inside. Rebound West. Marley for 3. Dan Marley, who led the league in 3-point shots made and attempted.
Well, see now, with Seattle, remember they opened the game with an inside play. They haven't gone inside yet.
Oh, great save by Perkins, and the left-hander way off the mark. Cage to Payton. First points for Payton. It's 12-10 Phoenix.
And that's the first time they went in to try to attempt the layup, but we haven't seen that so far this evening.
Stolen from Barkley, and Payton with an easy 2 to tie it at 12. Barkley wincing, looking for the foul. And that was Perkins getting his fingers in there and deflecting it out of
play because this is an important game. You don't want to irritate the referees.
A double team as McKee goes in against Dumas. Good pass to Cage. Gary Payton not there. McKee with the offensive rebound, and Michael Cage surprised by the pass. This is KJ. And a foul. Kevin Johnson almost out of control. Payton gets the foul.
Well, what happened was that he was getting ready to fall down, and Gary had reached in on him and caused the foul. But, you know, it's something that this game started off like game 4. Both teams are in an up-tempo game and really going down the court, taking quick shots. Barkley on the fadeaway for 2.
He's got 6 points. Payton behind Perkins' screen, and he has 8. So Payton and Pierce, the backcourt for Seattle, accounting for all of their points. Dumas left alone. McKee, 3-on-2. Marley back. Payton, another easy 2. And Gary Payton with a big first quarter, 10 points.
That time, Derek McKee caught Richard Dumas going in for the offensive rebound instead of getting back in transition, and then they had numbers on the Phoenix Suns.
Payton, one of the leading thefts in the league this year, and that sets up Michael Cage. So the defense of Seattle, and that's what they did all season long. They led the league, forcing turnovers, led the league in steals, and they're showing it early tonight.
Well, their aggressiveness is paying off. Gary Payton takes it away from KJ to Ricky Pierce, on in to Michael Cage for the slam dunk.
18-14, Seattle, 6:09 left in the opening quarter. Phoenix, sometimes it's beneficial in sports to have a selective memory, forget the bad games. So we asked Phoenix coach Paul Westphal if he wanted his team to forget Sunday's loss.
No, I'm not sure that I necessarily want him in a positive state of mind right now. I think you have to deal with the truth, and if the truth makes you mad, maybe that's what you need to be. And right now, I think that when the game comes, we'll be ready to play, but if you don't deal with what's wrong, you're liable to repeat the same problems.
Westphal really admire the manner in which he has conducted himself. He's a lot tougher than that soft-spoken presence might seem. Kevin Johnson makes it 18-16, Seattle by a basket.
And Dick, I think he's right. Coach Westphal, he should have wanted his players to be angry and upset and channel that anger toward the Seattle Supersonics.
There's McKee underneath. 2 seconds for Payton. Rebound Barkley. Second for Sir Charles. He likes to take it coast to coast and ties it at 18.
Not only did he take it coast to coast, but he split 2 defenders with a beautiful crossover move with the left hand to lay it up. The big man is showing all his moves tonight so far.
At 250, how he moves in the open court and dares you to get in his way. Payton, another miss. And a great play by McKee to steal the ball and set up Cage.
Yes, good hustle play by Derek McKee, and then he still had the presence of mind to find the open Cage underneath.
Barkley double team. It's Marley. KJ with 8. Barkley left all alone. Dumas. And the foul will be on Dumas for the hook.
Yes, it was clear, too. He did it right in front of Troy Crawford, the referee. There wasn't any argument there.
His second foul. Here it is.
Here it is, offensive rebound. Watch him hook him. Oh, he did it right in front of the referee. I mean, you can't even argue that play.
By Payton and the foul, Kevin Johnson, number 1.
See, what's going on is that the referees are setting the tone for the game. They're calling more touch fouls than they probably will the entire rest of the game. But they always set the tone in the first quarter.
It's the 4th foul, and McKee and Dumas in a wrestling match, and the foul. And it was on Dumas. That's his third. So Paul Westphal didn't get Dumas out with 2.
Well, there it is right there. He was just holding him. And what happened was when Derek McKee tried to swing away from him, they caught him. So the fans are upset, but it was a good call, another good call.
4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Cedric Sabalas in for Dumas. And he's an inch shorter than Dumas. McKee unable to hit. Here comes Kevin Johnson. Well done. It's tied at 20. No numbers for Payton, so he waits for company.
But see, always in transition, you got to come and stop the ball. And in that transition play that time, they did not stop the ball. One thing you must do against Kevin Johnson is you got to come up and challenge him at least by the three-point line. Nobody challenges him. He takes it all the way to the basket.
Sabalas just in the game already with a foul. And Seattle on the line, Ricky Pierce. Pierce really didn't have a shot, but he was clever enough of avoiding the charge foul and hanging until somebody bumped him.
Well, he's a veteran. He understands that.
9 points for Pierce. Pierce, one of the better free throw shooters in the league, makes it 22-20, and now Seattle on defense, where they already have 3 steals and 5 forced turnovers, and that translates into easy baskets. Pierce on Kevin Johnson. Barkley takes home the rebound. It's tied at 22. That ball in bounds. Well, the fans in Chicago and New York waiting for their Game 5 tomorrow night and probably agree on one thing, that they want Seattle to win because Phoenix has the home court against both the Knicks and the Bulls. Rebound, both McKee and Cage had their hands on it. McKee is credited with his first points.
So the reason for that was Charles Barkley has switched on Pierce. Nobody was on the three-point basket that time by Dan Harley.
Harley now has a pair of trays. 25-24 Phoenix. Marley a tough defender on Pierce. Oh, good move by Pierce, and he draws the foul.
Oh, it was an excellent move. He faked like he was going with a pick and roll, and then he went baseline and got fouled.
We have a timeout.
Hey, the defense after the Seattle Supersonics shoot free throws on KJ, it'd be this right here. 2 men will always shadow him until he gives up the ball. No matter where he is, those 2 men continue to pound him until he gives it up. Then Derek McKee will go find his man.
Now Ricky Pierce at the line on a Marley foul that the fans here in Phoenix did not like at all. Pierce with 10 points in this quarter. It's been a hot shooting quarter. Phoenix hitting 67% and Seattle 55%. Tied at 25.
Now, after this free throw, let's see if Seattle goes back into that double teaming KJ again when he gets past half court. They're trying to just slow him down and not let him penetrate. Yeah, they're going right back into that again. There it is again, and Derek McKee will then go back to his man.
Marley 2 for 2 from outside the line. Barkley says, get away from me. I'm going to take this one myself. Rebound McKee. So far, the starting front court for Phoenix has scored 13, and for Seattle, only 2. Payton short. Kevin Johnson on the run. Sabalas to Marley.
Beautiful pass.
Phoenix reclaims the lead. Ricky Pierce, short. Marley rebound. Sabalas and Barkley, and Johnson 3-on-2. Sabalas knocked away by McKee, saved a sure basket.
Well, let's ran a fast break that is just tailor-made. This is what coaches love. When you get 3 or 4 men out, beautiful bounce pass to Marley from Sabalas, and they ran the fast break to perfection that time.
George Karl sends in 3 freshmen, Eddie Johnson, Nate McMillan, and Sean Kemp returns for Seattle.
Wow, he's taking a chance bringing Sean Kemp back into this game.
Marley moving inside the line, and over the top it goes. Phoenix leading 27-26 with 1:17 left in this opening quarter. Fast-paced it has been, as was the first half up in Seattle on Sunday.
Same thing. I think what George Karl thinking is, if I bring Sean Kemp in to guard Mark West, maybe he won't get that 3rd foul. But if I'm Phoenix, I go right to Mark West if Sean Kemp is guarding.
Gary Payton inside, and the former All-America at Oregon State has 10. There's another turnover created by that Seattle defense, and Payton, one of the leaders in the league in pickpocketing the opposition. Veteran Eddie Johnson, who makes his home in Phoenix. And McMillan, another tough defender. This is probably the Suns' best defensive unit. McMillan, not a great shooter, and Eddie Johnson comes up with a loose ball. Gage can't save it, rolls on the baseline.
But you got to be happy if you're George Karl because this team is active. They are hustling, they're active on the offensive glass, and they're doing a wonderful job. Here it is right here, and he just rolls his foot and body out, and he's out of bounds. Oh, the reaction said, oh no. But Michael, if you look, you're just sitting out of bounds, so he couldn't argue that.
27.7 seconds left in the quarter. That's 3.7 more than the shot clock as Dana Barros in for Seattle, and there's Danny Ainge brought in for Phoenix in these final seconds. Ainge, an excellent three-point shooter, as of course is Barros. Oops, Kemp very close to his 3rd foul. And Johnson will draw the blocking foul.
He got lucky, Dick, because he did foul Charles Barkley on that play. The fans have a right to be upset because he did. Watch this. See, he comes right over his back and knocks him down. He just got lucky that the referees did not call that.
And actually, Barkley had gone into the backcourt. They could have called a violation there, but they didn't want to bring the wrath of everyone down on their shoulders.
You got that right.
That call. Evan Johnson with 14 seconds plus left in the period.
This gamble by George Karl almost backfired on him.
Johnson, normally a reliable free throw shooter, has really struggled through the playoffs. And another Johnson, Frank, the veteran for the Suns, and what a job he did earlier in this series coming off the bench. Up in Seattle in game 3, had 3 quick shots in the second half. Kevin needs this one to tie it. Johnson with 8 in the quarter. Knotted at 28. Seattle apparently with the final shot of the quarter. They run a double team at McMillan. Barros with plenty of time for a three-point attempt way off the mark. Barkley was online with a two-handed overhead shot. End of the quarter. Veteran Ricky Pierce got Seattle off to a fast start. 12 points in the period. It's tied after the first 12 minutes at 28. Welcome back to the Valley of the Sun, Phoenix, Arizona. Metropolis of over a million. The first of 4 consecutive nights NBA primetime action. The Bulls and Knicks go at it tomorrow night at 9 from the Garden, and we'll be back in Seattle at the Coliseum Thursday night at 9 Eastern Time. And then Game 6, New York, Chicago back at the stadium in Chicago on Friday night. And of course, that'll continue through the weekend if we have Games 7.
For the first quarter shooting, Phoenix 58% and Seattle 46%.
Yep. And a brilliant tip-in by Nate McMillan.
Yes, it was. Seattle's doing a wonderful job on the offensive board. They're doing a good job defensively in terms of stopping Seattle, but they're not getting the rebound once they do that.
Barkley stays in, normally given a rest at the end of the first quarter. And Oliver Miller makes his first presence known in a hurry. Tied at 30.
You know, Charles is really making the Seattle team pay for when they double team him.
Kemp to McMillan, and Miller and McMillan, a little extra physical contact. Foul is on little Frank Johnson.
You know, both teams are doing a wonderful job. Who's ever getting double teamed, the first time you seen Charles Barkley, he hit Oliver Miller for a layup. This time, Sean Kemp got double teamed. He hit Nate McMillan for a potential layup, but he was fouled.
McMillan, who played for Jim Valvano at North Carolina State. Native of Raleigh. That's his third point. He is not in there for points. He's there for assists and rebounds and primarily defense. Well, you said he's one of the toughest guys that ever guarded you.
No question about it. He plays your head up, and he's physical, and he's tough.
And it's a 6'5", 6'6", one of the bigger guards in the league.
Yes, he's Seattle's defensive leader. He gets the team going in that department.
Barkley with Michael Cage on him. To Oliver Miller, so Barkley presenting Miller with a couple of easy ones.
Well, because they kept him the double team, and he did a wonderful job of passing.
Out of bounds to Seattle.
You know, what happens here is that the double team did not come, so Charles rolls inside. Here comes Sean Kemp, who left Oliver Miller, and Oliver Miller got the easy deuce. Barkley's doing a wonderful job of not only scoring, but being a playmaker this evening.
Whistle, Ainge on McMillan, and might have been inside. Frank Johnson holding.
Well, Little Burrows was trying to post up little Frank Johnson, and Frank was holding.
His second foul.
The two point guards were in there posting.
Eddie Johnson off to Kemp. And it back out to McMillan, and down goes Kemp. And the turnover. Miller to Barkley. Watch out! Barley. Boy, Sir Charles just clearing a path.
Yeah, and doing another great job of making a pass inside when the help comes over to double team him.
Barkley with 5 assists. Johnson's shot partially blocked. Barkley working on a triple-double tonight. Michael Cage trying to block his path as his first foul. And Barkley's got him going in Phoenix.
Well, here comes Charles Barkley, and you better get in front of him, because if you don't, he's going to make something happen. And there it is, he passed to Marley for 2.
10 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Welcome back to the America West Arena in the heart of Phoenix, Arizona. Charles Barkley, a big first half for the big man.
Well, if you don't get in front of him and stop him, he's going to make something good happen. What he did the first time, and Michael Cage said, I'm not going to let you do it the second time, and he fouls him. And that was a good job by Michael Cage, because if he hadn't got in front of him, he probably would have went all the way for a layup.
Phoenix with its 2 3-point shooting stars, Ainge and Marley in, along with Frank Johnson, Barkley, and Miller. And Barkley for Miller, the return fake. 12 points for Barkley.
Excellent call by Coach Paul Westball out of that timeout. He went for an isolation play for Charles Barkley, and they scored.
Phoenix now with its biggest lead, 5. They're trying to get it into Kemp, but Miller saves, but now fires into the backcourt. And Dana Barros there. Got 2 Phoenix players trapped in the backcourt, so Eddie Johnson takes it in and has his first points. 36-33.
Even though they scored out of that play, like I said, Coach Westball's got to be happy, because he felt his team was out-hustled and outplayed in the second half. They're not being out-hustled and outplayed in the first half of this game, so he's got his message across.
Illegal defense, a warning. Dana Barros. And part of the game in the NBA is you have to disguise. Everyone has zone defenses, illegal defenses, but you got to be able to disguise them.
Yes, and you see Coach George Karl shaking his head. He wasn't very happy with the call.
Miller pounding his way in against Kemp. And Barkley waiting for that to clear. Marley for three. Wow! Marley's hit 3 for 3. Three-point range.
He's been set up nicely. That time he was set up by an excellent pass by Oliver Miller. The ball went inside. They kicked it out for the open tray.
McMillan for three. Not close. Cage over the top. That'll be on him. His second.
Well, what happens is the ball goes inside to Oliver Miller, and he kicks it out to Marley for a tray. Now, that's the offense when we talk about inside out. That's great inside out offense.
Dan Marley from Traverse City, Michigan. He said that had the big cherry festival up there. He said, I almost won the cherry pit spitting contest, he said, but I only could get it to 21. Well, he's very good in this game outside 23-9. He's learned to go long range since he was a kid.
No question. Got a turnover that time by Charles Barkley. And the thing that's keeping Seattle in this game is turnover and offensive rebound so far.
That's their 7th turnover. Sam Perkins back in for Seattle. He's suddenly become their top 3-point shooter. Barkley on him. They double team Perkins, and Ames really rough going after Kemp. The veteran Ames, who knows what it's like to win an NBA championship with the Boston Celtics, and he plays hard.
Well, you see Danny Ainge is talking to Oliver Miller because Oliver made a big mistake. He went outside to double team a man that he didn't have to double team, and that left Sean Kemp up under the basket.
And Barkley, as tutor, escorts young Miller to the bench, giving him education. 6-point Phoenix lead. Back in Phoenix, Arizona, where the Suns lead at 39-33 in this critical Game 5. The series tied at 2 each, and we talked about front court scoring, but it hasn't been Seattle. Only 2 points. In fact, Sean Kemp has not scored as yet.
They've only gone inside about 3 times, and the 3 times they've gone inside Seattle, Phoenix has double-teamed them and made them kick the ball out.
Just under 8 minutes left in this opening half. And Kemp way short. 39-34 Phoenix.
And what Phoenix is doing to their inside game, too, is they're not sending a small guard anymore. They're sending a big guard or a forward to double team Seattle's big men.
Barkley muscling inside and drawing the foul.
It was a good play that time by the Phoenix Suns. They ran a 2-man game with Danny Ainge and Barkley. He's got Eddie Johnson. You know he's going to take him inside and go up for 2 and got hammered.
Nate McMillan reaching in for his second foul.
You know, you got to love what Charles Barkley is doing in this game. He knows he's going to get double teamed. He's accepting the double team and making passes. Then this time he said, well, you know what? I got triple teamed that time, but I'm going up for it anyway, and he created the foul.
Game 4 was his top scoring game, 27 points. He's under his season average. And he's been a first half scorer, 56 points in the first half, only 23 in the second half. He was very light in both second halves in Seattle.
Well, he was upset in game 4 because he felt that his teammates were not getting him the ball enough, and he let them know that. And rest assured that this game, they will be getting him the ball in the second half.
Eddie Johnson gets the roll and has 4.
For Seattle.
Kemp underneath to McKee.
They finally got it inside, Dick, and they scored. That time, they were looking for the inside of Derek McKee, found him. Good pass by Sean Kemp.
3-point game with 6:45 left in the first half. Miller to Barkley, and a foul. What they like about Oliver Miller is this big young man knows the game well and passes extraordinarily well.
Charles Barkley. Beautiful pass.
Barkley leads all scorers. Searching for his 17th point of this first half.
He's doing it all. Charles Barkley is doing it all, both scoring and being an assist man as well.
Johnson has the ball knocked away, but recovered with 3, 2, 1. It counts if it goes. And Gary Payton hits it cleanly. He has a dozen.
How many times have we saw that this evening where Phoenix have played good team defense, but they got nothing out of it? Seattle has still scored on them, whether it's an offensive rebound, a loose ball, or something.
Perkins out on Barkley. Barkley pointing, and there's no one really there at the direction he's pointing. That's all for Perkins to think about. Deflected to Oliver Miller. He beats the buzzer, but wide on the shot. Yeah! Oh, my!
He jumped right over Dan Marley and said, "Don't get in my way. I'm going to slam it anyway," but he jumped right over it.
You need a cape on your back to make a play like that. Inside in a scramble. Out to Marley.
Good team defense that time by Seattle.
Barkley using that body so well. He has 19 points. Phoenix by 4.
You know, you see an excellent basketball on both sides.
Payton inside on Frank Johnson. Eddie Johnson, not related. Rebound Miller. Marley. It's cleared to go off Eddie Johnson. And Danny Ainge argues that point. But he's not going to win.
No, he's not going to win. Here's a three-point by Dan Marley. And Eddie Johnson right there knocks it clearly out of bounds. But he said, look at Danny Ainge. He said, "Oh, no." Charles Barkley said, "Oh, no, it's our ball."
Prosecuting attorney there.
Yes. Well, in this important game, everybody better be an attorney.
46-42. Phoenix leads. 4.5 minutes remaining in this half. Kemp with that power move and a hold on Miller. His first.
That time he faked like he was going to the middle and went baseline and he caught Oliver Miller by surprise, and that's why he got the foul. This is definitely an action-packed game. Oh!
Set up Sean Kemp.
But the pass was worth everything. He took it off the dribble and just threw it up there and said, "Sean, you go get it."
Barkley, a great no-look pass underneath to Miller. Oliver Miller going to have to take the big man out for dinner tonight. He's really set him up.
And Charles said, "You got a great pass. I can make one too."
Ricky Pierce's return. Pierce with a runner, blocked by Marley. For Barkley.
Superstars come to play in big games, and here this superstar Charles Barkley has come to play tonight. Over the shoulders to Dumas, and here he comes, getting out on the wing on the fast break. Dan Marley behind his back, but watch the big man. He doesn't charge. He lays it up. And good for 2. I tell you, he's playing. He is playing tonight.
What a half. This is of Michael Jordan proportions. 22 points.
Well, he's showing you why he's the MVP this year, Charles Barkley.
9-point lead. Phoenix, or check that 7-point lead. And Kevin Johnson was on the baseline.
This Phoenix team is showing me something different here this evening. They are playing excellent, aggressive team defense. Everybody's swarming the ball. Everybody's alert. And this is the message they want to not only send back east, but to each other and to their fans. They say, "Hey, we are ready."
Sean Kemp. Oh, Barkley almost knocked it in the other goal. He's everywhere.
in New York, and coming up on the Prudential Halftime Report, we'll hear from both the Knicks and the Bulls on Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals, set for tomorrow night at Madison Square Garden. Lenny Wilkins is the new head coach of the Atlanta Hawks, and we'll get Peter Bessie's reaction to that. And we'll also bring you highlights of today's action at the French Open. It features one of the great comebacks in Grand Slam history. That's coming up on the Prudential Halftime Report. But right now, we head back to the America West Arena and rejoin Dick and Magic.
All right, Bob and Roy up at Roland Garros today. How about Mary Jo Fernandez over 3 hours in a match to knock out Gabriela Sabatini? I'm sure that'll be part of the highlights. And here it's been a highlight show by the Phoenix Suns, shooting over 60% and building an 11-point lead on a 9-0 run with 2:40 to go in the first half.
Well, I'm not as impressed with their offense as I am with their defense. They're playing super defense. Oh, Charles Kemp with the slam dunk.
He has 7. That ends the 9 straight points scored by Phoenix.
You know, I think the fans and people have been waiting for Phoenix to play this type of aggressive defense again. And they're getting it this evening.
Perkins ahead to Pierce. Marley back. Gary Payton. We talk a lot about Barkley on the offensive end. How would you score him as a defensive player?
He's one of the better team defensive players. Individually, he's like all the rest of it. He can't play that well, but he's one of the best team defensive players in basketball.
Barkley over Perkins. Rebound Kemp. Oh, Barkley steals it. And Kemp has to foul him. And Barkley saying, that's 3 on you, big boy.
That's right. Well, Sean's been upset at some of the comments that Barkley has made. We're going to look at the steal here. Charles reads it. What I say? We were just talking about him being a team defensive player, and he comes up with a big team defensive steal there. Good move by Charles Barkley. Now you got 3 on Kemp. It puts George Karl in a tough situation. But I tell you, Charles has come to play this evening, and he's come to lead his team. You know, he's putting them on his shoulder saying, I'm going to lead you. Everybody follow me.
It's not as if we're trying to lure folks to stay with us the second half, but Barkley's record in the second half hasn't been the same in these playoffs, and we'll be curious to see if he can maintain this kind of pace. What man can.
Well, he said it's not his fault. He felt that it was his teammates' fault for not getting him the ball enough in the second half. So I think you won't see that happening because this game is too important.
You used to have a license for those triple-doubles when you were with the Lakers, and Barkley working on a rare one in the playoffs tonight. 24 points for Barkley. 9-point lead Phoenix. Minute and a half to go.
That was a big play, Dick, because it stopped a run that sort of Seattle had going there. They had just scored 2 times down the court, and they had a chance to go after 3.
McKee on the lob over Barkley. Derek McKee with 6.
Well, Phoenix have changed their defensive strategy in terms of the post. Now they're running everybody, and that time they didn't have backside help. And that's why they scored it too easily.
Pierce with the interception of Miller's pass. He takes it all away. Ricky Pierce cuts the Phoenix lead to 5. 1 minute to go. First half. 14 for Pierce.
Well, Seattle's one of them teams that they never quit.
Kevin Johnson drawing the foul.
Well, what happened is that he was fronted by Charles Barkley, but nobody was on the backside, or Oliver Miller got there too late and slam dunk by McKee. And here's a steal by Ricky Pierce. He reads it, comes down one-on-one, cuts to the middle, and just beats Dan Marley for 2.
Perkins committed the foul on Kevin Johnson, so Perkins with 2. KJ with 10 points.
Now, as well as Phoenix have played offensively and defensively, they're still only up 7 points right now, so we still got a ball game here.
From the corner, hits it completely. He's had a good first half. 16 to lead Seattle.
You know, they're just hanging around. They're just hanging around and not letting Phoenix get a lot of cushion.
Haynes for three. Haynes battling, gets his own rebound. Shot clock, game clock, about a second apart. Johnson inside to Miller. And the end of the first half at the America West Arena. Charles Barkley, big time numbers in Game 5. And the Phoenix Suns lead the Seattle Supersonics 59-54.
And it is halftime of Game 5 in Phoenix with the Suns leading the Sonics 59-54. Barkley, 24 points, 8 boards, and 6 assists. A lot of ground to cover. We'll get right to it. The Atlanta Hawks have a new coach. It's Lenny Wilkens, the second winningest coach in NBA history. Wilkens resigned from the Cleveland Cavaliers just 8 days ago.
I can promise you a couple of things. One is that we will be a team that will hustle at all times. We'll be a team that will be exciting, and we're going to win some games while we're doing it.
Well, everybody had him tabbed as the new coach of the Clippers. What happened?
I think it caught the Clipper management totally by surprise. I mean, this man had committed to Elgin Baylor, the general manager, Thursday or Friday. We reported here on Saturday that he was talking contract with the Hawks. What his agent is telling the Clippers is that he saw on NBC that Magic was so interested in this job that he thought that he was going to be bypassed, that they were just stringing him along. I don't believe that. I think Lenny Wilkens was stringing the Clippers along and got turned off when he met with the owner, Donald Sterling.
All right, let's turn to Magic Johnson, who, of course, is working the game in Phoenix. Magic, have you or your agent, Lon Rosen, had conversations with Donald Sterling, and has that increased your interest in the possibility of coaching the Clippers?
No, my agent, Lon Rosen, spoke to Donald Sterling this afternoon, and he told him that he did not want to part with any ownership, give me any ownership of the team. So that's a dead subject now.
Out of the question, no chance.
No, I only want, if I was going to coach any team, it had to be ownership included.
All right, we'll get back to you for the call of the second half along with Dick Enberg, who now is in line for the Clipper job.
Well, I think that leads to a search committee. I think John Williams, Lester Connor, and Kiki Vandeweghe, who found Magic Johnson in the gym, I think they're going to have to find the new one. I have no idea. The Clippers have no idea.
Is the old Clipper coach Larry Brown set in Indiana?
Yes, he is. That should be announced later in the week. It's a done deal. He meets with the owners tomorrow, but it's already done.
Okay, switching gears for a moment, an interesting day of tennis in Paris as action continued at the French Open. Take a look. The match of the day drew crowds even outside of Court 1 where it was played. In the near court, American Mary Jo Fernandez taking on third-seeded Gabriela Sabatini. Fernandez lost the first set 6-1 and was down 5-1 in the second when she began an unbelievable comeback. She saved 5 match points in the second set and finally took that set 7-6. Now match point. Fernandez in the far court completes her miraculous rally by sending a winner down the line to end the 3.5-hour marathon, and Fernandez faces Arantxa Sanchez Vicario next in the semifinals. Top-seeded Steffi Graf took on Jennifer Capriati on center court. Graf grabbed command in the first set, and though Capriati rallied in the second, Graf's power proved too much, taking the 6th-seeded Capriati in straight sets. Graf faces Anke Huber in the semifinals. Two-time defending champion Jim Courier took on unseeded Goran Perpic. Courier took the first set in 25 minutes, but overall, he played an up-and-down match. He did advance, though, in 4 sets, keeping alive his quest for a third straight French Open title. Jim Courier isn't the only guy looking to three-peat. When we return, we'll hear from the Chicago Bulls as they prepare for tomorrow night's Game 5 against the Knicks. That's after a message from Prudential and a word from the NBA. We'll be right back. The Eastern Conference Finals between the Bulls and the Knicks all tied up at 2 games apiece. Game 5 tomorrow night at Madison Square Garden. We'll have it for you beginning at 9 Eastern Time with a report from the Bulls practice. Let's go to Hannah Storm. Hannah.
Michael Jordan came and left through the back door of the Bulls practice facility today, continuing his silent treatment of the media. His teammate Horace Grant, who virtually guaranteed a win in New York, didn't speak to the media either. But Michael made quite an eloquent statement with his 54-point performance in Game 4, an effort that his teammates hope Michael doesn't have to repeat at Madison Square Garden.
Being up 12 and having to really have Michael hit some really tough shots to really maintain the lead for us, was a big plus. But when we're on the road and the Garden gets revved up like it can, we're going to need to have everybody step up and continue to run an offense smoothly.
We have to maintain the fact that we have to have poise and control at a certain level of the game so they don't get momentum swings. And that's what they've got in the third quarter, both the games in Madison Square Garden. We have to eliminate that.
We're a very good road team, and there's no doubt in our mind that we can't use their crowd to gain energy, and that's something that we've did for years, and we know that we got to go in there and play hard and use their crowd to our advantage or take them completely out of the game.
The Bulls are a relaxed and confident team right now, and they feel they have a much better grip on what the Knicks like to do defensively at this point. However, the bottom line for Chicago, they know they must press to beat New York. And because of that, they held a short practice today to save their legs and their energy for Game 5. That's the story from Deerfield, Illinois. Now let's send it back to Bob in New York.
All right, Hannah, thanks a lot. Meanwhile, some in the New York media questioned Pat Riley's decision to not double-team Jordan as Michael scorched the Knicks for 54. New York Newsday went so far as to call Riley the goat of the game for his strategy. Peter Vesey asked the Knicks coach about double-teaming the Magnificent J.
We will double-team in the low post, and we will at times double-team on the perimeter. We also believe that if your defense isn't good enough to win at this time of the year the way it is, and you got to start changing and making adjustments that you're not used to, then you're not good enough. But he was shooting the ball from so deep that you don't want to run and jump shooters. You usually go and trap guys who break your defense down. If a guy's penetrating on you, taking you to the rim and creating shots for everybody else and himself, is when you want to take that guy out of his rhythm. But yesterday wasn't one of them.
Your man Horace Grant predicts that the Bulls are definitely going to win Game 5.
Well, I guess, I'd win 2 at home, so emotional, but, it's hard for him to make a statement like that because if they do win, he won't be the factor because they win. It might be someone else, but, I guess he can be confident when you got a guy like Michael Jordan on your team, but we got an answer to that. We're just going to play ball Wednesday and answer that question.
All right, you're just a few months away from having to devise your own strategies against Michael Jordan. You buy any of this criticism of Riley?
No, I really don't. I think he did absolutely the right thing. I think, first of all, if you've got a good strategy, you got to stick with it. What he said that I really like was, if Michael had been involving everybody else in the game, as well as scoring, then you probably look to double teaming. What you're banking on is that Michael's 54, and you don't know he's going to get that many, that he takes everybody else out of their rhythm and nobody comes up. Scotty makes a big shot falling down for a three-point play. You're not expecting that to happen, so I don't buy the argument.
But overall, Pippen shot only like 4 of 14, and although Michael was fouled a few times going to the basket, he had only 1 layup and 1 dunk. They're all outside shots, and in most cases, as we said yesterday, and Marvin Mike said, it's with Starks or later Rivers all over him. The guy was just unconscious.
In his face with the clock winding down, 16 field goals from 16 feet and beyond. I mean, Riley's smart not to double out at the perimeter. He knows that he's had a lot of practice lately splitting pairs.
The other thing that they were going to do...
man.
Thank you.
Sorry about that. Send the letters to his office at the USA Today. The mailroom here at NBC is backed up.
The other thing they were trying to consider, when they were going to double Michael Jordan, Phil Jackson took him out of the game. So by the time he came in, they didn't feel it was necessary to double him from that.
One other thing to put this in perspective. This is the first time all year, that Jordan has shot better than 50% in a game against the Knicks. So what they have done in general has worked against him to this point. Let's talk about another superstar, Barkley's performance in the first half today, or tonight.
I'm sorry, Peter, but I think Charles has played really well. But what I think he's done is played energetically. I talked to Danny Ainge when I was in Phoenix last week, and when Danny talks about it, the team plays the way Charles plays. And when he comes and plays energetically on the offensive and defensive end, the team plays better. And they played like that in this game as opposed to they play in the last game.
But there's one thing, though. When you talk about when they play energetically, maybe you get away with that in the West. You better come strong every night when you get to the finals against either the Knicks or the Bulls, because there are no lulls.
That's right, home or away, and they did not have that attitude in Game 4 in Seattle.
Okay, we'll send things back to Phoenix for the second half. Suns up by 5 over the Sonics as we rejoin Dick Enberg and Magic Johnson, plus the snapper Steve Jones, after these messages from your local station.
This has been the Prudential Halftime Report, brought to you by the Prudential. Peace of mind. It comes with every piece of the rock.
And we welcome you back to Phoenix. Second half about to start. The hometown Suns up by 5. They talk about defense in the NBA East, the Knicks and the Bulls. They can talk about offense here. It was hot shooting the first 24 minutes.
No question, especially on Phoenix's side. But still, they shot the ball well, but they're only up like, 5-7 points. And you have to give Seattle credit for hanging around and also understand that Charles Barkley, through history, might not have the same half that he had in the first half of this game.
Well, let's see what Coach George Karl of Seattle thinks. Let's go to Snapper Jones.
All right, George Karl has stat sheet in hand, but your real concern is the penetration of Barkley and Kevin Johnson. You're going to be able to shut that down in the second half.
Well, I hope they tire out a little bit. Right now, they're playing great, and we're kind of happy to be within 5. Offensively, they've been very explosive and going through us a lot. I think hopefully get more bodies in front of them and try to shut down penetration and shut down their transition.
You've been trying to get the ball inside, and particularly lobs over the top. Are you going to be able to come back and find that inside game because they're fronting those post-up guys?
We've done a nice adjustment, and we've gotten a couple lobs, and I hopefully as the time goes on, maybe they'll tire a little bit and we'll be able to get more.
All right, George, good luck in the second half. Back to you, Dick Enberg.
All right, Steve, and now let's take a look at the Miller Genuine Draft halftime statistics. Field goal percentages, both teams hitting over 50%. And for Seattle, when they shoot over 45%, they've won every playoff game here in 1993. So that's something to watch as well. And Barkley almost unstoppable with his 24. Halftime front court scoring, and that was Seattle's strength in Game 4, and they're minus 16 compared to Phoenix's output the first half of this game. And Sam Perkins shut out. He is averaging 15 a game against Phoenix and over 14 a game throughout the playoffs, but a goose egg for the first half tonight. Ready for the second half of action in Phoenix coming up. Second half with the Suns leading 59-54. The leading scorers in the first half, Gary Payton. That's an unfamiliar role for him, 16. He's had some troubleshooting throughout the playoffs, but a big first half in Barkley's 24, more than he has scored in all of the second halves combined in this series. 23 in the first 4 games in the second half for Barkley. Payton takes the first shot. Marley with a rebound. Marley goes down, and a foul on Kemp. Oh, my. Boy, that's a soft foul. There was a light bump. They've overlooked that most of the series, but Kemp gets another foul.
Good move by Dan Marley to try to draw that foul. Right there, falls down. Good move by Dan Marley, and he got the foul call.
And Javi, who called it in front of George Karl, and Karl blistering his ears. Miller starting the second half. Barkley, yeah, he's cooling off all right. Ricky Pierce, that's how he started the game.
You know, it seems like some players play well on the road and have certain buildings that they like. Ricky Pierce likes this building here.
Marley and Payton knocks it away.
they get out on the break well. This time right here, Ricky Pierce kicks it over to Sean Kemp. He scores. Then they come right back with a good decision by Sean Kemp. He knows he's got 4 fouls, and he didn't foul that time. Kicked it to Sam Perkins for 2.
Game 5 tied, 9:47 left in the third. In Phoenix, the sun is setting on this day, and for the Sonics, perhaps an omen. In the last 50 seconds, they've scored 7 unanswered points to tie Phoenix at 61. And here's the Barkley comparison first half, averaging 14 a game, only 5.8 in the second half. Actually, at 16 in the first half, counting tonight. Barkley with 2 in the second half and draws the foul. He put up 2 fingers. He wanted the official to know he was going to shoot that.
Yeah, well, it was a good pump fake, but he was still on the ground. This was a good call. He was still on the ground when he was trying to draw, I guess, the two foul shot. So it was a good call by the referee.
Derek McKee's 3rd foul for Seattle. Johnson inside. Oliver Miller nudges it home.
That was a good move by Paul Westphal, getting him in there, and Oliver Miller has responded. He seems like he's not tired or worn out by that stomach flu that he had.
Oh, great pass by Kemp, and McKee is fouled.
Well, Kemp is doing an excellent job of reading where the defense, in terms of the double team, is coming from, and he found Derek McKee. Now watch Sean Kemp. He realizes that Derek McKee's man leaves him and comes to double team him, and he kicks it to Derek. He got fouled.
Richard Dumas, who had 3 quick fouls to start the game, has his 4th within 3 minutes at the start of the second half. McKee looking for his 8th point, and it's tied again at 63. Better point guards in the league, Kevin Johnson, off by one of the better defending men in Gary Payton. Dumas misses the slam. Out it comes to Pierce.
He tried to dunk it out too far on the court. He should have got one more dribble closer.
McKee to Kemp. 65-63 Seattle.
Seattle's just, they hung around in the first half, and they're making them pay because they did hang around, and now they're taking the lead.
That's what happened in game 2 when Seattle somehow won a game that everyone figured was Phoenix's in the bag. Marley. Dan Marley with 15 points to complement Barkley's offensive output. Tied again. Perkins, a great fake. And Smooth Sam has 4 points in the quarter. Marley answers at the other end. Tied again.
Well, what Marley did was he ran at Sam Perkins. Sam went by him, but Marley said, well, he'll probably make it, and then I'm going to just keep going down the court, and Oliver Miller got it out quick to him. Good decision there by Dan Marley.
And Oliver Miller, the rookie, really plays like a veteran. McKee to Kemp.
Got away with a little traveling there, Sean Kemp did.
Ricky Pierce. Sam Perkins with a rebound and a foul pushing, I believe, on Miller.
So watch Sam Perkins. He's going to pump fake and going to take it to the basket. Where you see that was Dan Marley that he faked up into the air. Oliver said, well, I see you, Dan, running down the court, and I'm going to get the ball to you for an easy bank shot.
Barkley's first foul, and it is amazing the way Barkley plays so physically that he rarely picks up fouls. I mean, he doesn't get in foul trouble very often.
No, he's smart enough to know to stay out of foul trouble, because if he's in trouble, Phoenix will struggle because they need him out on the court to not only make, like I said, shots for himself, but create shots for the other players on his team.
Kemp dribbles away from the double team and then takes it right back. Pierce with 4 seconds on the shot clock. And a new 24 for Phoenix, for Seattle. And it's Ricky Pierce from long range. Downtown.
this building. I'm sorry, Dick, to talk over. He loves this building. He loves shooting and playing here.
Dumas, a little short. Perkins with the rebound. And the pace is to Seattle style. Kemp gives them a 5-point lead. Timeout. By Paul Westphal.
Talk about hustle, the Seattle Supersonics, the reason they have this lead because of their hustle. Kick it right back out to Payton to Ricky Pierce for the trade.
They've outscored Phoenix 18-8 in this third quarter. Well, with less than 3 minutes remaining in the first half, Phoenix led by 11, and now Seattle making up the deficit and enjoys its biggest lead 5, and it's the front court scoring that has really done a turnabout for Seattle. 11-2 now in this second half. Barkley. Tom Chambers makes his first appearance, comes out shooting. Barkley rebounds.
Good follow-up by Charles Barkley that time.
Foul underneath. Let's go over to Steve Jones. He's been listening in on the Phoenix huddle.
And that last time out, Charles Barkley was demanding the basketball. Paul Westphal said, okay, Charles, we're going to get you the ball, and let's see how they do defensively. Westphal is not happy with the way that they defended. See if they get more pressure on the ball.
That last foul, thanks, Steve, was on Chambers. McKee swinging in with a hook. Rebound Marley.
You can see that Seattle is being more patient on offense, trying to get the ball in low to their front line players and not looking for the jump shot first.
Kevin Johnson squeezing into Barkley, and that leaves Marley for a 3. Marley has hit 4 from downtown. It's time for a moment. Dayton quickly at the other end.
Well, you see what Steve Jones was saying that for the first 2 plays since the timeout, they ran him right through Charles Barkley. That time they ran it through him. Danny Ainge got a spot up 3.
Tried to go to him again, but Payton was looking for it and makes the steal. Perkins, it'll go against him. Charging on Perkins. Isler.
Okay, let's take a look at what's going to happen here. Charles Barkley is right here. He's going to post up. Here's Dan Marley over here. They're going to kick it down to Charles. He's going to kick it to the spot-up man. There it is right there for 3.
Not a bad thought. The scoring highway goes through Barkley.
That's right.
Chambers moving bodies around, and he ties it up at 74. George Karl not happy about that sequence. Perkins just got a charge at the other end. Perkins blocked by Mark West, recovered by Chambers. This is Frank Johnson. Barkley's played the whole game. Perkins fronting Barkley, and another turnover. That's 12 forced by Seattle. Ricky Pierce, he's pulled off this second half, and over the top on Barkley from his reaction.
Frank Johnson. Frank Johnson had to push Sam Perkins. If he didn't do that, Sam would have had the offensive board and put it in. Now, on both sides of the court, Phoenix and Seattle are playing excellent team defense, really helping out, and they're creating a lot of steals.
+5 for Seattle. Payton around Barkley. West moving out on Perkins to take away the 3, and Perkins, a runner by Sam, and he draws the foul.
What a shot. Man, he had, them long arms played off for him there, because here it is, Mark West contesting the true that Sam Perkins really is one of the sleepiest guys in the league, that he needs a lot of time to sleep each game? Is that true?
I don't know if it's much as sleepy as he takes his time doing everything. He's in slow motion all the time.
Until you try to guard him.
Exactly.
This is the free throw, and Seattle by a basket with 3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Look at that Peyton work on defense. Now the double team, and the foul could go against either Eddie Johnson or Peyton. It'll be Eddie Johnson, his first.
Well, you know it's a tough matchup for Eddie Johnson trying to guard Charles Barkley. So he must have got caught on a switch, and Charles just went aggressively toward the basket. Got fouled.
So we have a lot of Stanley Cup hockey fans watching tonight. The Kings have beaten Montreal in Game 1 of the Cup Finals in Montreal. 4-1 Los Angeles. Foul on Peyton.
You know I'm happy.
Peyton's second foul.
But both teams are trying to be aggressive. And right here, Peyton puts his hands all over Frank Johnson, and the reaction says, "Oh, I didn't do anything, did I, coach?" He's asking his coach to be fouled.
Michael Cage forcing the play into the backcourt. Now they'll have to hurry. 12 seconds on the shot clock. 5, Marley looking for that three. Oh, my! Marley devastating from outside. He's got 23.
Well, what happens with the reason he hit that three is because it's been going good for him all evening from the three-point line.
Eddie Johnson a three, and Seattle back on top, 79-77.
You know that Eddie Johnson was happy that he hit that one. You know, maybe that'll give him the confidence. Maybe that'll go over for him in the fourth quarter, because they're going to need his scoring if they're going to win this game.
And he's going to need some scoring and some wins to put up with Phoenix the rest of this year, because he lives in the offseason right here in this city.
That's right.
Frank Johnson to tie it. Well, he's delivered some big points in this playoff series, Frank Johnson. His first tonight ties it at 79. Less than 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Boy, it's been a terrifically well-paced game. If you like offense, this is the style of the West. Underneath the Peyton.
He faked like he was going to pass it, and then decided to go on and flip it up over his head with a lot of spin on it, kissed the glass and went in.
20 points for Peyton to match the number he wears, and none more spectacular than that one. That goes on the save reel. Frank Johnson. Michael Cage in a crowd is tallest of all. Perkins blocked and controlled by Frank Johnson.
But Dan Marley should be credited with that block, because he made Sam pull up earlier than he wanted to.
Marley again. 3 times 6 for Marley.
And he's fired up, Dick. He wants that ball. He was talking to himself and the crowd all the way down the court.
Marley at 88, U.S. Olympian out of Central Michigan. 13 points in the quarter for him to give Phoenix the lead. And the rebound, Barkley. He now has 10 rebounds to go with his 28 points. Barkley, 30 points. Shot clock is off. Seattle, a big quarter, rallying from a 5-point halftime deficit to take a 5-point lead, only to see Marley's long-range shooting combined with Barkley to give Phoenix the lead as Perkins with 2 seconds. Too long. Marley, that'll probably go in too, the way he's shooting. End of the quarter. And they love it here. The America West Arena. Phoenix 84. Seattle 81. We'll be back after these messages and a word from your local station. Welcome back, led by Dan Marley, shooting from three-point range. 6 for 7. His 6 makes tonight ties a Phoenix record held, interestingly, by Eddie Johnson, now playing with Seattle. Johnson did it twice in the playoffs. And Marley's got a whole quarter to go, and apparently the temperament to want to try more.
You got to love that reaction. But that was a big three-point shot because of the fact Gary Payton had just came down and made a spectacular reverse layup and kind of gave jump ball there, kind of gave Seattle some momentum, and then Marley puts the dagger right in the heart and comes right back on the next possession with a big three-point shot.
On Kevin Frank Johnson to jump it here, so that advantage obviously to Seattle. 84-81, 12 minutes to go.
What they're trying to do is get two guys, Seattle will, and try to tip to that area where the two guys are. Violation on Charles Barkley. He was moving before the ball was tapped. Good call. He tried to steal the tip, and a lot of times that's what we try to do in the NBA. You know that those two guys, they're going to try to tip it. Seattle's going to try to tip it to him, then you try to steal it.
Barkley, I believe, has played the entire game. Barkley has not been rested.
This is game 5. He cannot come out. They're going to try to win this game, and he knows he needs to be out on the court.
Kemp, rebounded by Chambers.
This is what you play all season for right here. He can rest all summer.
Barkley scores, and he is fouled.
But what made it so unbelievable was the fact that he took up two guys with him and still scored it with two guys hanging on his arm.
Michael Cage gets the foul, his third.
You talking about strong and strength. This guy, look at this shot here. He's going to take two guys up. He got hammered and still scored.
Looking for his 33rd point. His playoff career high is 39. And the Phoenix lead is 6 early in the fourth.
I think our good friend Michael Jordan kind of inspired him after what he did yesterday. Charles said, I'm going to show you everybody I can do it too.
McKee throws it right over the top of the iron. 12 rebounds now for Barkley to go with his 33 points. Chambers stripped of the ball underneath. Wanted a foul.
Now they've done this. Phoenix has got this lead because they've been playing with 3 guys from the bench. Mark West Chambers and Frank Johnson.
Wow, Marley way outside. That one was 2 full steps outside the line. He was 30 feet away.
And that's what happens when you got your game on. Look at him. The teammate is looking at him. They're all saying, go, Dan. Do it again.
He's in the NBA playoff record book. 7.
Genuine moments.
This Miller moment takes us back through the Suns' road to the Western Finals. Started with Game 5 overtime win over the Lakers. Rookie Oliver Miller leading the way for Phoenix. In the second round, the Suns took care of the Spurs in 6, with Charles Barkley hitting the game winner over David Robinson. In recognition of these moments, Miller Genuine Draft will donate $1,000 to the Thurgood Marshall Scholarship Fund. And tonight in Phoenix, it's Dan Marley night. 7 out of 8. But first, Barkley shows his muscle. And now Marley, as the bench cheers their most valuable player.
And then Marley from about 30 feet out. Good. And the bench said, yeah, Dan, you can do it.
An 11-0 run for Phoenix. And a foul. Mark West, his third.
You know, talking with Coach Paul Westball, he wanted his veterans to lead this team tonight. And he's gotten leadership from both Barkley and Marley. Barkley with 33 points so far, Dan Marley with 29.
Michael Cage, his 5th point. He hasn't scored since the first quarter. Played his ball at San Diego State. Rebound Marley. Johnson. Barkley forcing the ball. It appeared for a moment off Kemp. He tried to influence that call.
Okay, Seattle now try to just go ahead and slow the game down and get a hoop here. Maybe go inside. Try to get a hoop from Sean Kemp.
Way short is Eddie Johnson. Oh my, Eddie and Frank Johnson collide. Unfortunately, no serious injury.
I didn't like that offensive possession by Seattle. You know, when you sense that the game is slipping away, you got to go inside. Let them get double team and maybe kick it out to Eddie Johnson. That wasn't the right shot that time by Eddie Johnson.
Frank Johnson took him out, and Kevin Johnson replaces him.
Well, you know, they built this lead with Frank Johnson being in this game, as well as Tom Chambers.
His third.
This is the thing about Seattle sometimes that I don't understand. The thing that got them the lead was, remember the front court came back and started scoring in the third quarter. Well, they haven't gone inside since that run that they had to take the lead.
Tom Chambers with a leader. Another foul underneath, I believe. On Nate McMillan again, his fourth.
That's a 14 foul too, so they got 9:31 to go. The next foul that Seattle creates, it's going to be going to the line for the Phoenix Suns.
Phoenix has only one foul in the quarter. Stolen by Cage. This will be a solo for Kemp. He restrained himself.
Makes it look so easy.
84 with 9 minutes plus to go here in Phoenix. Kevin Johnson dishing off to Chambers.
Beautiful penetration by KJ to kick it off to Tom Chambers for two. Penetrating all game long, and he always, when you get penetration, you get a dish off for an easy two. That's what kills defenses. That reaction from Danny Ainge, the veteran, is into it.
Ainge at 34 in his 12th season in the league. He told us, he said, "You bet I agree with Roy Campanello. I've got a lot of kid, a lot of boy inside me. I want to keep playing. I love what I do. It's going to just rip me up to have to leave this game."
Well, because the passion for the game. He's a competitor. He knows what winning is all about, and I'll take him on my team any day because he's a winner and he's a competitor.
6-point game.
Seattle is very much still in this game. If they can create some of them steals and turnovers, it'll be a different ball game.
It's McMillan on Kevin Johnson. Tom Chambers, long range. 6 points for Chambers.
See, Seattle is killing themselves. They're double teaming anybody right now. That time they double teamed Tom Chambers out of bounds. That time on Sean Kemp. That time they double teamed Tom Chambers down the court. Kevin Johnson outside, and he kicked it to a free Tom Chambers for an easy two. The way the Phoenix is shooting from the outside, you can't double team just anybody. Maybe Barkley, but that's about it.
Barkley wanted the ball. He was huffing and puffing coming back down the court. Not too tired to make that one, though. 35 for Barkley. It's a 10-point Phoenix advantage. 7.5 minutes to go.
Seattle just won't go away. They keep hanging around here.
There's the double team again on Kevin Johnson. Chambers, the ball comes out to Marley. He's too close to the basket to shoot. And the foul. Ricky Pierce with the foul. Fans love it in Phoenix. Standing ovation for their sons.
Did a masterful job of coming in and putting his foot down and telling his team what he felt about their performance in the second half. And the biggest difference I see in the Phoenix team is their attitude. They're really into this game. They're tough, they're intense, they're hustling. That's why they have this lead right now, because of their attitude.
Marley's 31 points, the most he's scored this year. Kemp inside with a circus move.
A double pump, clutch, and back up move against the glass. They just won't go away, Dick. They just keep coming back. Every time you think they're going to go away, here comes a big move, big play. You see him kick his leg out, double pump in midair. He has that kind of ability. What an athlete in Sean Kemp.
Pride and joy of Elkhart, Indiana completes the three-point play. He's got 22 tonight. 98-91. 6.5 to go. Marley moving out to three-point range. But it goes to Kevin Johnson. 10 assists for Barkley. He's got the triple-double. 35 points, a dozen rebounds, 10 assists. What a night.
If they end up winning this game, he'll probably be teasing me about, I can do the thing that you can do.
Barkley got to reach in there. Yeah, he'll be after you.
Oh, yeah, at dinner tonight, he'll be all on top of me. I'm going to make him pay tonight, though, since he had a great game.
I don't think you'll mind.
You know, speaking of Sean Kemp, he was a little upset at Charles Barkley for saying that he hasn't been playing like a star, like an all-star in the series. And Sean Kemp came back in game 4 and said, well, after he scored those 20 points, ask Charles, am I an all-star now? So they've been going back and forth at each other in this series.
They're going back, even though Barkley slapped in there, he didn't get the foul. It was Mark West who picked up the foul. He has 5. Under 6 minutes to go here in Game 5. There are 2 games each. Kevin Johnson, Mark West keeps it alive. And it's off Tom Chambers to Seattle. Paul Westphal. He was a member of the only Phoenix team to make it to the NBA Finals. That was in 1976. He's arguing for an illegal defense.
He was right, because Sam didn't go through with his man, and that's what he's trying to tell the referee, that was an illegal switch that time. So let's see if he tried to exploit that this time down with Phoenix probably running the same play.
Kemp turned it over on the travel. Phoenix out rebounding the Sonics. Chambers blocked by McKee. Well, for Seattle, for many of their players, Payton for one, this is the 99th game of the year, regular season and playoffs, so they'll go home for number 100 on Thursday night. Chambers just wouldn't go down. Kemp for the rebound.
You need a hoop here. You got to slow it down and try to create a good shot.
Oh, that was not a good shot by Perkins, but he did get the foul from Barkley, his second.
See, sometimes in a game you must change your strategy. And this time right now, 5 minutes and 10 seconds to go, you have to change now. The game, you got to slow yourself down. You're behind. Every possession is a big possession. You got to make sure you get a good shot, because one big spurt by Phoenix Suns and this game can be over.
All of Perkins' points in the second half. That knows playoff pressure, and he's made some big shots for the Lakers, you can recall as well.
Yes, no question about that first game against Chicago when we went to the finals. A big shot at the end to win the game.
6-point lead for Phoenix. Zach
to score inside on Seattle, their shot blockers come and contest every shot.
Each team with 8 blocks in the game. 6 seconds for Marley. Barkley has 3. Short on that one. Rebound by Payton. Barkley defending in the backcourt. Perkins was thinking 3. Kemp. And it's a 4-point game, 100-96. Kemp leads Seattle with 25.
And right now, now Phoenix is in a position where they have to now get a good shot because it's a game now. Seattle's trying to make them scramble. With all this trapping, they're trying to make them shoot quick shots and shots they don't want.
Chambers hits a 3. What a big shot. Well, if Phoenix survives Game 5, it'll be their 3-point shooting that wins the game. Kemp is fouled. West or Chambers. If it's West, is out. It is Mark West, his 6th foul. He leaves with 1 point scored, but his job is to defend and rebound.
See what happens is, I think when it's a 4-point game, you gotta just sometimes quit gambling and just play straight up defense to give yourself a chance to see what they're gonna do. That time they gambled, and the gamble went in Phoenix way, and that's why Tom Chambers was wide open for the 3-point because they continue to trap.
Oliver Miller replaces West. As Kemp having perhaps his top scoring game of this series with 26, it is.
Well, you're looking at a more aggressive Sean Kemp. That's why he has 26 points because he's looking for the ball and taking it strong to the basket.
Russ Schneiderman has Seattle made a 3 tonight. 2 of them. But it's been Phoenix, led by Marley, who's really made the big shots from outside the arc. And Chambers blocked twice on that exchange.
I tell you, you can't take it to the basket in this quarter against Seattle because they're blocking everything right now.
8 seconds on the shot clock. Westball wanted a 20-second timeout, but they didn't see it. Chambers fakes the 3. Beats the buzzer. Veteran Tom Chambers with 5 clutch points here late in the game. Pierce scores at the other end, and Ricky Pierce is fouled. But Tom Chambers shooting like he has not in any time in these playoffs.
Well, good pump fake here. When it's going good, it continues to go good. It's been going good for him in the second half since he got inserted into the lineup and he knocked down another big shot. But see, the difference is he's not playing, Paul Westphal is not playing Cedric Ceballos or Richard Dumas. He's decided to go with a bigger and taller man than Tom Chambers, and he has responded.
Ricky Pierce, who's usually perfect, is again tonight. 5 for 5, 23 points for Pierce. It's 105-101. 3:17 to go. Inside to Miller, the rookie. Barkley over the top of Perkins. He has 37. 2 under his playoff high. Wow, Perkins had position and everything on him. And 6 inches of height, and Barkley with a steal. He was shooting because he was fouled at midcourt, and he's so quick of mind, he thought he might get a shot and a foul as well.
Well, here he just comes right up over Sam Perkins and gets that rebound.
George Karl out to argue how could he have gotten that rebound without fouling. Time out. The 19-plus here at America West Arena includes Meadowlark Lemon, the great Harlem Globetrotter. Millions have watched him, and he's here watching with millions around the world this Game 5.
I used to try to sneak into the Lansing Civic Center back in Michigan and watch them perform.
Many years they delighted fans, and now the NBA has become so good that in a legitimate game they've put the Globetrotters out of business.
Well, it's tough to compete with the NBA. Any sport is tough to compete with the NBA.
Well,
the meaning of superstar, Charles Barkley has described that to all of us, because tonight he has lived up to the billing of MVP, superstar, and everything else. He showed us the difference of a star and a superstar tonight.
That matches his career playoff high, 39 points. It's 200. The Phoenix record. Tom Chambers scored 41 against the Lakers, and Chambers commits the foul.
You better be careful. Joey Crawford might call a T on him.
He's watching him. That's the third on Chambers.
One thing about Joey Crawford as a referee, first we'll go to the replay. See, he doesn't like to be showed up. He don't want any player to incite the crowd. And he probably going to tell Tom Chambers that. Don't incite this crowd or I'll call a T on him.
Derek McKee, called Casper sometimes, ghostly because he disappears, and he's been quiet tonight. That's only his 9th point. Been tough on the defensive end.
Yeah, he's been real tough on the defensive end, but I don't think he's gotten the opportunities he had in Game 4. Credit the Phoenix defense with double teaming him every time he touched the ball down low.
He gets only 1 out of 2. Steve Jones said that George Karl wants his team to start trying some threes. Not Marley. He's too hot. Finally misses, and look who's there. Barkley, 41. Attention, attention, Chicago. Attention, Michael Jordan. And Ricky Pierce, listening to what Karl advised, hits the three-pointer. 26 for Pierce.
And a 6-point game. So they're right in this game. Seattle's right here.
2:23 to go. 41 matches Chambers, Phoenix high. Kevin Johnson. Out of bounds to Phoenix.
Well, we've been talking about it all night long. And here's the superstar. Here's the MVP doing his thing once again. Charles Barkley. I think Michael Jordan will get a phone call and say, hey, I almost got 54 too tomorrow.
2 on the clock, 1 on the clock. They didn't get it off. No basket. So with 2 minutes on the nose left, 2 minutes to go, timeout. Phoenix by 6, but Seattle will have the ball when we return to Barkley Land in the Southwest. Tomorrow night, New York and Chicago, and tonight after our game, stay tuned for your late local news, and don't miss The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, followed by David Letterman and Bob Costas. 2 minute, the 2-minute warning. Seattle down by 6 with the ball. Each possession now critical for the men in green. Ricky Pierce, Oliver Miller got a piece of him. His second foul.
Well, that was a good play George Karl designed out of that timeout where it went away from Ricky Pierce, then it came back to him, and he came off the double screen, and Oliver Miller had to come out and challenge him, because if he hadn't, he had had a wide open jump shot.
Pierce has been at the line 74 times, now 75, and that's only his 6th miss. The deadly free throw shooter, shooting 92% before that miss.
That was a big one there. Let's see what play that Phoenix comes out of timeout with that Coach Westphal designed.
Westphal takes a 22nd timeout. Prime time, the NBA playoffs, and all the finals will be in prime time. Bulls and Knicks Game 5, Phoenix, Seattle Game 6, and then on Friday night Game 6 of the New York-Chicago series back in Chicago, all starting at 9 Eastern, 6 o'clock here in the West on NBC as it comes down to the climax in 1993. We said Seattle has won it once in 1979. Downtown Freddie Brown and Jack Sicklin and that group, and Phoenix has never won the NBA title, but the one year they went to the finals and lost to Boston, Paul Westphal was on that Phoenix team.
Let's see if they run this play through Charles Barkley right here.
Not time to foul as yet. 9-8 on the shot clock. stolen by Perkins as they went to Miller.
Well, they tried to go to a 1-4, and Kevin Johnson, boy, he could penetrate.
For three, and Perkins, who has made more trays than any Sonic in this playoff year, rattled it out. That would have been big. It would have pulled Seattle to within a 2-point game. 1:10 to go.
Now Seattle, if they just played straight up hard defense.
Oh, Barkley stolen by Perkins and a foul on Marley that saved a certain basket.
Good read that time by Sam Perkins to know that Charles Barkley was double teaming, he fell down. He read the passing lane, got in between there and got that steal.
17 turnovers forced by Seattle. Here's another.
The double team that time, Sam Perkins read it, came in between the ball and Dan Marley, and got the steal, got fouled.
1 minute and 2 seconds left, and Perkins with 8 points in the game. 111-107 as Danny Ainge, the veteran, played at BYU. He's nasty to have on you. He's the kind of player that's always sticking to you, and then at the other end can hit that big three-pointer.
And he wants to, as he told us the other day, he wants to be in the game when it's the pressure time, and here it is, the pressure time.
The final minute, a 3-point game. Miller left alone, knocked away, and picked off by Seattle.
He should have took it to the basket, Oliver Miller, and that's why the crowd is going crazy, because he didn't.
38 seconds left. Sean Kemp hits, and it's 111-110 with 34 seconds to go.
No timeout by Paul Westball. He must know his players well. Did not call a timeout here.
Danny Ainge to Marley. Can he hit another? Trays out of 10 attempts. 34 points, his playoff high. He has a restaurant just walking distance from this arena. I don't know what they're serving, but it comes in threes.
Yes,
tonight.
It has to. But, you know, Seattle does not need a three. They can go for a quick two here. 22nd call by Sam Perkins, couldn't get the ball in. Let's talk about Seattle. You know, no matter what happens here, if they can win in Game 6, they'll be encouraged for Game 7 coming back here because they played outstanding. And on the other side, Paul Westball can feel good because his strategy paid off. He wanted his team to be angry, upset. They came out and was angry, upset. They took the ball to the basket. So this has been a well-played game on both teams' parts. But if it's a Game 6, Seattle can get something out of it.
Now, Carl undoubtedly wants to get a quick attempt here, score, and then foul. 20.7 seconds to go.
He doesn't need a three. He can take the ball to the basket and try to get two and then foul after that.
They don't guard the man inbounding the ball. And Kemp has to help out. He takes it to the iron. And misses it. Guess who rebounds? Barkley. And he'll get a chance to parade to the other end for the free throws. Sir Charles Barkley.
Well, here it is right here. Dan Marley makes him pull up earlier than he wanted to, and that caused him to miss the shot. So Dan Marley is not only hitting threes and playing on offense, he's also done a wonderful job of team defense on the defensive end.
Well, it's been a prime-time performance for the Marley-Barkley combination. And I know you're checking the numbers. There they are for Barkley. That's why he's the MVP.
Yes, I mean, man.
10 for 10 from the line. What hasn't he done? He hasn't had a breather. He's played the full 48 minutes and played brilliantly.
You know what he hasn't done? He hasn't let the referees take take him out of his game. He hasn't talked to them all game long. He's just played basketball tonight. Charles Barkley at his best tonight.
116-110, and just desperation time for Seattle. A timeout. They need a couple of trays in 15 seconds to tie it. 116-110 Phoenix. Timeout. All West Falls Phoenix Suns showed the league all season long. They were big-time offensive, and they shot more threes and made more. There's Marley's Restaurant from our helicopter, a live shot. Do they serve food on trays at that restaurant? I suppose so. There's the arena. It's just a couple of long Marley shots away, isn't it?
Well, I tell you, everybody in this arena will probably be trying to run over to Dan Marley's Restaurant just to shake his hand and tell him what a great game he played. At least one Michigan guy out of the three of us had a great game tonight. But what a game. What a game. Seattle just came, fought back, never was out of this game. Always when Phoenix made a run, they would answer that run. Man, this is great basketball tonight.
Well, George Karl said something really kind of shocked us yesterday. He said, I really do think it's going to go 7, that we're going to win it in the 7th game. He said, I want to win in 6, but I think it's going to go 7. Inside to Kemp for a 4-point game.
Somebody's got a foul and letting the clock run down.
And Frank Johnson is fouled by Dana Barros. Barros in there for that reason and because he's an outstanding 3-point shooter.
Well, they let 5 seconds run off the clock before they fouled.
It would take a miracle now for Seattle. And Johnson, the veteran, a good free throw shooter. Charles Barkley has said the most valuable player on earth, great. The Olympic experience, marvelous. But this dream year for him won't really be complete unless he can win an NBA championship. And a victory tonight will put him 1 win from the finals.
Well, what he told me, he's always said, I want what you and Michael have. I don't have that. I want that, and that's a championship ring.
He's certainly doing his part. They give Kemp the solo. 4.4 seconds. It's 118-114, and Kemp with his biggest night of the playoffs, 31 points, but apparently in defeat.
Well, this is nice right here. I don't know if who Nigel is coming in for, but if it's Charles Barkley, it's a chance for this crowd to give him a standing ovation. And also I see Gerard is coming in also, so maybe he can give Dan Marley a great ovation. This crowd should give both of these players a great ovation.
He's played 47 minutes and 58 seconds. And Barkley will get this curtain call.
That's a great shot right there. The 2 guys who led this team hugging at the end. Well, we can look forward to Seattle, see what happens up there in the great Northwest.
Danny Ainge with the 2 free throws. Payton with the final chance for Seattle. Phoenix takes the lead 3 games to 2. 120-114 the victory tonight for Paul Westfall's Phoenix Suns, led by the amazing Barkley and the long-range shooting Dan Marley.